Welcome back to Cut the Nets. We're going to do a little shorter episode here. We just filmed and we're doing a little dual day here of recording. Kevin and Brady here with you just to quickly go over some NBA comparisons for top draft prospects for 2026 to give basketball fans that don't really watch college a glimpse of what they should be looking at when they see these guys play in March Madness and jump into the league. So, there's not really much else to say about it. We're just going to work through them. And without further ado, the top prospect now is Darren Peterson out of Kansas. He's a little bit like Brady jump in right away here, but like you see some Kobe Bryant here with Darren Peterson.
You do. You actually do. And I would go like if I had to give you one person, it would be like Donovan Mitchell,
Mhm.
who honestly just seems like his game is a little less arrogant than Kobe's, but the same idea, getting those threes up, get into the I feel like Peterson gets downhill to a layup more than Kobe did. I mean, no, than Mitchell gets downhill more than Kobe did, and I see a lot of that in Darren Peterson. But Darren Peterson also has that Kobe like mid-range pull up. He's got. So I would go with Donovan Mitchell just because I'm not giving anyone Kobe, but Kobe's literally like correct. It's actually really crazy to watch him here.
My one person was Devin Booker. Darren's a little bit longer and skinnier and a little faster, but in terms of being dominant on the ball and being able to score from all three levels, he was kind of the guy that had the most matches without having something be drastically different. Like Anthony Edwards has a little more dunking, a little more flair to his game. Donovan Mitchell, the play style I like, but the size, I mean, they're 4 inches off from each other in height, I think. I mean, Darren's 6'6", Donovan he gets to say he's 6'3", but he doesn't look big out there.
I
Like,
mean, I honestly, it's funny you say Booker because that's who I had for Dibansta, and
really?
they're built in very different manners.
Hmm.
I think a young Booker was always looking for his mid range. He wouldn't pass out of a lot, and they would talk about like Kobe mentality. AJ's got like this Kobe mentality, but it's more so just like a ball hog. And now obviously Booker is a fantastic everything, and I feel like AJ can be a fantastic whatever. But yeah, not to spin away from Darren here.
No, we're good. We keep moving.
But yeah, that was my AJ comp.
My comp, AJ DeBansta, forward from BYU. I see some Jalen Brown, like this year, Jalen Brown, in terms of dominating the ball and getting to the rim. AJ's a little more flailing. It's a little more wild. And Jalen this year is settling for good jump shots, where AJ's jump shots are not great. But in terms of like a ball dominant forward who gets downhill that often, I think Jalen Brown kind of embodies that more than anyone else in the NBA.
As as a Celtics fans who watch that same elbow free throw line jumper with the hand right in his face. You got to fade a little bit. I definitely agree there. I think we had the same idea and named different players that are similar enough. Both of which are smaller than AJ, actually, funny
Mhm.
enough, because AJ does play smaller than he is. It's not a matter of whether he's thin, whether he's strong. He just does. He grew up and he played the one on expressions at his height of 6'8", whatever it was, because he wanted the ball, he wanted to blow by whoever 5'10" kid was in front of him. He would windmill dunk, rah, rah, rah. Now he doesn't get to do all that, so he settles for his mid-range jumpers regardless of how smothered, and he does his thing there, like how Jalen and Devin Booker both do their thing. But it's really a lot of it's three-level scoring, but three-level scoring is used with you walk a fine line these days because no one likes the mid-range jumpers. And this kid likes the mid-range jumpers, and the two grown men that we named like the mid-range jumpers. So
I wrote a little note about Pascal Siakam. Maybe if he
sure, it's
had
the
the
same
ball more.
exact thing with a
It's
little longer
the
of a build.
twos.
hmm He gets that high arcing mid-range jumper up and it falls every time. It doesn't move the net. It's perfectly like the ball is this big, the bottom of the net's this big. It just goes right in. The net doesn't move like, every single time. Siakam. No, that's a very smart one. I agree.
Cam Boozer from Duke, the forward center hybrid, is a really tricky one.
I like honestly might need you to give me because I had a diss on him, and then I had like he's like to me, he's if you could mix like Derek Favors and like Julius Randle
Yeah.
together, them both right-handed, you know? Like I need Derek Favors wasn't just under the basket, but was rebounding a lot and this and that. And Julius Randle was like he was a bit more outside, like playing at the
You can
three.
shoot.
Too. He could shoot a little bit, but still was under the basket. This is that. I need like that awkward mix between maybe those two, which is obviously the most random two I could think of because
Yeah.
I just named the left-handers for righties and whatever for righty and whatnot. But
I gave him a more involved version of Al Horford, where like
yeah, it's just because
everything's kind of slow, but there's really good defensive activity and there's the ability to space the floor. Now, obviously, calling the number three pick in the draft, Al Horford, at Al Horford's current age is definitely interesting, but like Boozer has such a unique play style that is really good for college, but we haven't seen someone like him really, especially at his build, because he's not a forward and he's smaller than centers. We haven't really seen it play out.
no, that's definitely a valid take. I think some of you saying that is because they're both the 6'9" that you do trust to play the center,
Mhm.
like the very, very rare type of 6'9". Um, but no, I like your take. My take obviously doesn't make much sense. I had to justify it a little bit. Um, but it also does make sense. I just
It's
need to,
hard to get there.
yeah, Boozer's difficult here.
So Caleb Wilson is another one that
He
is
might be the hardest of them all.
is tough. I was trying to like I was trying to not give in and do someone that's not very similar, but I ended at Derek Jones Jr.
Yeah, the thing is that's disrespectful to his offensive game.
Exactly, because he's very good around the net.
Yeah, and he rebounds everything.
So, but
But
then is he Chet Holmgren?
no, that's the thing. Like,
Because the shot blocking is not there, and Chet's basically a center.
yeah, my boozer was a cop out, so I won't cop out here. But what is it like? I literally don't even know. There's nobody like long that loves like windmill dunking and loves like grabbing rebounds, but is
Those
also just like a
chances don't really
breeze
come
on
up.
the floor. What?
Those chances don't really come up.
Yeah, that's not like a thing. So I really like don't even know if it would be like looked up what who people would say really. I could
They
I
say
could
Jermaine O'Neal. They don't say anyone in the league right
Yeah, but
now.
that's why like Flight React said Jermaine O'Neal. Like he
Yeah.
loves him some Jermaine O'Neal. Because he plays like a that's what you used to get in the early 2000s. You used to get guys that were like freak athletes and just like to rebound the basketball. This guy obviously like you think you get that, you think like Dennis Rodman sort of thing. He's not no Dennis Rodman because he likes scoring as well. But you think like this guy and it's like, does that really say 12 and a half rebounds? I don't know any small forwards that have 12 and a half rebounds, you know?
Yeah.
So
Not
yeah,
in the
that's
NBA.
tricky. Jermaine O'Neal's probably close, but
Yeah, no, he's a hard one, but that's good for him because he's such a unique prospect and he's got
mhm.
such a unique build. Kingston Flemings,
He might be like a right-handed De'Aaron Fox.
yeah, I landed at Tyrese Halliburton with him, and I feel
Yeah,
pretty good about it.
yeah, I like that too. They're not. If you flip De'Aaron Fox to be a righty, that's not even terribly different than
Yeah,
Halliburton. Um, I think Halliburton's a bit better of a passer than Flemings.
yeah, that's true. Flemings doesn't really
Flemings
have the assists.
Flemings might be a little cooler to get bumped around, which is why I said Fox, who you like, he's postered some dudes, but doesn't go ahead and go to poster some dudes. He'll put 30 footers, but he's also like quick as hell off the dribble. So why are you putting the 30 footer up? Um, yeah, I mean, Fox's passing game is even prettier now that he gets to just pass all these dudes that make all their shots. Obviously, Halliburton is probably the best passer in the league. He probably was last year at least, or one of, obviously. I know Trey Young probably averaged 11, 12. I think very valid there.
I think Fleming's is kind of in between like the slashing of Fox and the create your space hit a mid-range of Halliburton because we've kind of seen him do shades of both of those things. And his full identity, I mean, if it's the ability to do both of those things, that's pretty great. But in the NBA, he could fall to more of being just like a slasher, like De'Aaron Fox, Jeremiah Fears type, or like a
Definitely.
Halliburton, Keontae George, get to your spot, hit your jump shot kind of guy.
Yeah, that is true.
No, we can do a couple more. What other prospects do you want to think about?
Let's do like one more of the guards and then one more of the wings and then one more of the bigs.
All right. Wagler. Wagler's tricky.
Sure. He's
Keith
tricky.
Wa
So
Keith Wagler from Illinois.
yeah, he's tricky because like 2 weeks ago, it was like, wow, this is a kid that can play defense, pass the ball, rim run, grab rebounds, and now it's wow, he has 45 in him
Hmm.
for some reason. Um, yeah, he is tricky. He could be like a, I don't know, because he's not like a, when I think of that, I'm trying to think like a bigger guard. The
Hmm.
one more filled out. Do you have anyone in mind? Well, I would say like he could be like a, nah, it's because that's not a big guard. Go ahead.
I thought Josh Giddey.
Yeah, like that's what he just can't pass like Josh Giddey, but that's exactly what I was taught. Well,
Yeah.
not yet, because you don't average 10 assists and 10 rebounds in college.
Right.
But that's what I was getting at with like you're 6'6", and I'm gonna draft you knowing that I'm gonna try to play you at the two, and you're gonna say, Coach, I want to play the one, and that's gonna make the coach like jump for joy, you know?
Yeah. And if you could probably do it.
Right, that yeah, why would they not play him there? I do like that. I'll just keep it right at Josh Giddey there. Give you your flowers here.
Cole Pete, I think, is an interesting one because he's got such like a college dominance to him,
Hmm.
especially like with where he catches the ball and his defensive effort at the height of 6'8", 6'7.5", maybe.
Yeah.
I put Jaren Jackson, even though I know Jaren Jackson can shoot now.
No, but Koa Pete kind of can too. Like Jaren Jackson's bad rebounder, known to be bad at
Yeah.
rebounding.
Cole Pete is a better rebounder than him.
Yeah. Um, jeez. I'm trying to think of like, could Koa Pete just end up being like one of the threes on the Spurs? Like that. It's like, does Vassell get downhill instead? Like he's just too little. They're
Vassell's too little for that, but like Keldon Johnson, where it's
like
like
Eldon. He just shoots too many threes. I'm trying to think of like a three, if we can make him a three here.
I don't think Cole Pete can be a three
I
just
don't
off his
either. It just gets so
rebounding
weird
ability.
there. Yeah.
Is there a little Draymond Green look here?
He just doesn't have that in him. He's not like, no, he doesn't have like
Yeah.
the,
But like with like the defensive play style, Cole Pete hasn't really shown the passing ceiling.
yeah, that's definitely true. Like maybe, maybe he's like a, obviously like a shorter Miles Turner. You don't really see Miles Turner. Like obviously since he stretched the floor, maybe that's why I'm saying this. Miles Turner's obviously always been a five. Kobe's not gonna play the five.
Mhm.
But they both live in like that mid-range, soft touch, like get the ball
Mhm.
up quick before the defender gets there, sort of thing. Grab
Mhm.
some rebounds, play some defense, sort of thing. And I assume, I mean, Miles Turner out of Texas didn't come in zinging up top of the key threes, so
Mhm.
they could do that to stretch the game here, and we could see a lot of similarities there. Obviously, a random one, but I think maybe I would say that just like a Miles Turner a little shorter.
Yeah, yeah, their heights don't match up, but
Mhm.
their play style kind of being able to be something on both sides of the
Yeah.
ball. Two more rapid fire. Darius Acuff from Arkansas and LeBaron Philon from Alabama.
Um, eight cuffs where I would go Halliburton.
Yeah, I would
They're,
Keontae George there.
yeah, they're both phenomenal. I would go. All right, that's funny you say that. That's where I was going with the next one. But
Okay.
um, I just see when I see a good passer, I think I think I'm gonna compare him to a good passer. You have the
Mhm.
same name as Trey Young. You have the same whoever. Um, and that's just where I'd go for strictly passing. They both get their shots up. They both don't look to shoot the three, but do shoot the three, and the three goes in. They can get
Yeah.
downhill. They're both quick. the ball goes through them every single possession. You see obviously how valuable Halliburton was to the Pacers now that they have 5 wins in 50 games.
Mhm.
Take Aclef off this Arkansas team, they're terrible.
Yeah,
So I
awful.
think for that reason, that's where I'd go there. And then I went LeBaron and Keontae George because they both put up the same sort of like I'm a spark plug type of shots, except they're actually not spark plugs. They're the starting point guard on the team.
Mhm.
And these shots go in, they go for 35 any game. But there's also games where they lose bad ones. Utah obviously loses every single game, but they lose bad games. And it's not exactly because of them. But once you check the stat line, it's only 14 and 6. You're like, all right, it's because of them.
Yeah.
And they're never going to have a worse game than that.
Mhm.
But you got to have better game than that. So,
Yeah. I put Darius Garland for LeBaron Philon.
yeah, it's the
Kind of
same
like
idea there.
skinnier guards. I made the connection where they're both playing with a good scoring two,
Hmm.
but also the ability to beat just about anyone off the dribble, create offense. I mean, Darius Garland's developed into kind of a more fantastic playmaker than I think LeBaron Philon will be in the NBA, but they have similar builds and similar abilities to get right at the rim, which is obviously helpful, and it's different compared to some of the point guards that are more settle for jump shot heavy, even though Philon and Garland and kind of all the guys we're talking about are guards that are able to hit them.
Definitely. I just saw on Bleacher Report that unofficial because they don't need to like say anything yet, but Darren Peterson's gonna play Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I saw that Michigan's lost like 4 in a row to Michigan State or something, so I look forward to that ending. That's I watch. It is in
It's
it's at
all
Michigan
whitewash.
State, so we'll see, but it's not gonna get to 5.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can just wrap it up there. Those were NBA comps for the top 10-ish
Yeah.
NBA draft
Yeah.
prospects. A lot to change still, and more people will be coming out with these as the draft gets closer, and we'll probably do it again once or twice. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.